Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Thank you, first of all, so much for coming this evening and supporting this group, especially in competition with the show. Like the fact that we have a nice size audience means the world to us.
Somewhere in the show, we did put a Poppy musical number in. It's going to be a surprise. You don't know when it's kind of like VJA flavored, so you'll feel, like you've got the best of both worlds.
I'm Lauren Robinson, so I'm one of the directors of GI.
Kristen Cochran, one of the other directors.
How long have we been doing this now?
I think this is maybe our 11th or 12th year.
Yeah, so we've been doing this for about 11 or 12 years. I like to think that we're getting better each time, but I might be a little biased. This evening's performance is actually an interpretation of a collection of short stories written by Ray Bradbury.
Science fiction writer you might be familiar with.
Yeah, he's known for Fahrenheit 451. That's like his notable work. But you're going to see that the vibe of this show is kind of dark and ominous and eerie, which is a little bit different than what we're normally used to.
Yes, there's some heart in there too.
Yes.
Yes. Do we usually talk about like some of these or their season?
I think what we say is typically thank you for coming this evening, and then we talk about a conference coming up on Saturday morning at Lockport High School. This is the first time that we'll quote unquote compete against other schools and get some feedback as to like what are some things we could improve, what are some things that we're already doing great already, and then that gets us set up for sectionals. So conferences at Lockport High School, in case anyone wants to check us out.
We definitely love to have an audience at SWSC conference as well as sectionals. So please, if you're able to come, it is awesome to have like a wonderful, supportive, friendly audience, and it really is, especially at sectionals, it is the best that it is going to be, and it is amazing what your kids, your own children or your friends do up here is absolutely amazing. So if you see tonight, and you are about to see tonight, don't think, necessarily like, well, I've seen it, because if you come Saturday, it's going to be a little bit different than tonight. If you come at sectionals, it's going to be a little bit different, so we would love to have you as many times as we can. As you said, we're at Lockport Saturday. I think we perform around 10 a.m. And then the next Saturday, we're at Richards High School, and we perform...
I think it's 9:40.
They just moved us a little.
Oh, they did?
But we're still around the same time, like somewhere between 9 and 10.
And it's free. It's completely free. And they have group interpretations, they have contest plays, it's a complete festival, and it's free to any audience who would like to come and join us.
Yes, and we would love to see you there. If you can't be there, just send some, good luck vibes to the kids at that time, and we appreciate that as well. We thank you so much for giving us your children or your friends for as much time as they spend with us. We know how much time they spend with us because we don't know what our husbands look like. Oh, you know what children are.
Yeah.
So we adore spending as much time with them as we do, and it's easy to work with them because you have produced wonderful children or supported wonderful friends. So we thank you so much. Any other?
No, without further ado, we present to you Ray Bradbury's The Illustrated Man.
It was a warm afternoon in early September when I first met the Illustrated Man. I was on the final leg of a 2 weeks walking tour. Late in the afternoon, I stopped to rest when the Illustrated Man walked over the hill and stood for a moment against the sky. I didn't know he was illustrated then. He didn't look directly at me when he spoke his first words.
Do you know where I can find a job?
I'm afraid not.
I haven't had a job that lasted in 20 years.
Though it was hot, he wore his wool shirt buttoned tight about his neck. His sleeves were rolled and buttoned down over his thick wrists. Perspiration was streaming from his face.
Yet he made no move to open his shirt.
This is as good a place as any to spend the night. Do you mind company?
I have some extra food you'd be welcome to.
You'll be sorry you asked me to stay.
Everyone always is. Here it is, cream of the Labor Day carnival season. I should be making money hand over fist. But here I am with no prospects.
What seems to be the trouble?
Funny. You can't feel them, but they're there. I always hope that someday I'll look and they'll be gone. Are they there now?
Yes, they're still there.
The illustrations.
The Illustrated Men.
By Ray Bradbury.
It keeps right on going. All of me is illustrated. Look.
Illustrations in such intricate detail and color that you could hear the voices murmuring, small and muted, from the crowds that inhabited his body. When his flesh twitched, the tiny mouths flickered,
The tiny green and gold eyes winked.
the tiny pink hands gestured. There were yellow meadows and blue rivers, and mountains and stars and suns and planets and peoples spread in a Milky Way across his chest.
Each was a separate gallery portrait.
Why, they're beautiful.
Oh. Yes, I'm so proud of my illustrations that I'd like to burn them off. I've tried sandpaper, acid, a knife.
The sun was setting.
For you see, these illustrations predict the future. It's all right in sunlight, I could keep a carnival day job. But at night, the pictures move.
They change.
How long have you been illustrating?
When I was 20 and working a carnival, I broke my leg. And it laid me up, so I had to do something to keep my hand in. So I decided to get tattooed. People fire me when my pictures move. They don't like it when violent things happen in my illustrations. Each illustration is a little story.
If you watch them, they tell you a tale.
So I'm fired again. And there's no special design on my right shoulder. Just a jumble, see?
Yes.
When I've been around a person long enough, this spot clouds over and it fills in. It predicts their future.
Often, their death.
So I'm fired again. And don't you look at them either, I warn you. Turn the other way when you sleep.
He didn't seem violent, and the pictures were beautiful.
They're moving, aren't they?
The pictures were moving, each in its turn. My eyes focused upon a scene.
A large house with 2 people in it.
I saw a flight of vultures on a blazing flush sky. I saw yellow lions, and I heard voices.
The first illustration quivered and came to life. The veldt.
George, I wish you'd look at the nursery.
Why? What's wrong with it?
I don't know. I just want you to take a look at it, is all, or call a psychologist in to look at it.
What would a psychologist want with a nursery?
You know very well what he wanted. It's just that the nursery is different now than it was.
All right, let's have a look.
They walked down the hall of their happy life home.
This house?
which clothed and fed and rocked them to sleep and played
And sang.
and was good to them. Their approach sensitized a switch, and the light flicked on.
The nursery was silent. The walls were blank.
But now, as George and Lydia Hadley stood in the center of the room, the walls began to purr and receded into crystalline distance.
An African veldt appeared, in 3 dimensions, on all sides, in color,
Reproduced to the final pebble and bit of straw.
The ceiling above them became a deep sky with a hot yellow sun.
Let's get out of the sun. This is a little too real. But I don't see anything wrong.
Wait a moment. You'll see.
Now, the hidden odor of fungus were beginning to blow the hot straw smell of lying grass.
The cool green smell of the hidden water hole.
And now the sounds.
the thump of distant antelope feet on grassy sod.
The papery rustling of vultures.
A shadow passed through the sky.
Filthy creatures.
The vultures.
You see, there are lions far over that way. They've just been eating, but I don't know what. Did you hear that scream? The lions were coming.
And again, George Hadley was filled with admiration for the mechanical genius who had conceived this room.
And here were the lions now, so real that you could feel the prickling fur on your hands.
The sound of the matted lion lungs exhaling, and the smell of meat from their panting, dripping mouths.
Watch out!
The lions came running at them.
George! They almost got us!
Walls!
Lydia, remember! Crystal balls, that's all they are. It's all orophonics and sonics, Lydia.
I'm afraid. Did you see? Did you feel that, George? It's too real.
Now, Lydia...
You've got to tell Wendy and Peter not to read any more on Africa.
Of course.
Why don't we, shut off the whole house for a few days and, take a vacation?
But I thought that's the whole reason we bought this house, so we wouldn't have to do anything.
That's just it. I feel like I don't belong here. The house is wife and mother now. I can tell you're beginning to feel unnecessary too.
Am I?
George, those lions can't get out of there, can they?
He looked at the door and saw it tremble.
Of course not.
It won't hurt for the children to be locked out of the nursery a while.
That sun. He could feel it on his neck, still like a hot paw.
The lions.
The smell of blood.
Remarkable how the nursery caught the telepathic emanations of the children's minds and created life to fill their every desire.
Hello, Mother. Hello, Father.
Wendy, Peter, come. Tell us about the nursery.
Nursery?
All about Africa and everything.
Africa? There's no Africa in the nursery.
Oh, come on now, Peter. We know better.
I don't remember any Africa. Do you?
No.
Go on, Wendy. Let's look.
It's not Africa.
There was a green, lovely forest.
With colorful flights of butterflies.
Africa and its lions were gone.
Father, I heard you talking to Mother, and I don't think you should consider shutting off the house.
That is not a decision that's yours to make.
You'll regret it, Father.
Go to bed.
What's that?
It's an old wallet of mine.
The smell of hot grass was on it,
And the smell of a lion. There were drops of saliva on it. It had been chewed, and there were blood smears on both sides.
I think I'll have the psychologist come tomorrow to have a look at Africa.
But it's not Africa anymore.
I have a feeling it'll be Africa again soon. I locked the nursery up and the children broke back into it this morning, Doctor. I let them stay so they could form the patterns for you to see.
There was a terrible screaming from the nursery.
There it is. See what you make of it. Run outside a moment, children. Don't change the mental combination. Leave the walls as they are. Get...
No, this doesn't feel good, I tell you. My advice to you is to have the whole damn room torn out and your children brought to me every day over the next year for treatment.
Is it that bad?
Well, I'm afraid so. Since you've angered them somehow.
I've taken a few machines from the house and threatened them with closing up the nursery unless they did their homework.
Oh, well, of course. You've let this house and this room replace you and your wife and your children's affections. And now you come along and want to shut it off? No wonder there's hatred here. Nevertheless, turn everything off. It'll take time, but we'll make good children out of bad in a year. Wait and see.
I don't imagine the room will like being turned off.
Nothing ever likes to die. Even a room. Oh, is this yours?
It has blood on it.
No, it belongs to Lydia.
They went to the fuse box together and threw the switch.
That killed the nursery.
They broke the news to the children later that day.
You can't do that to the nursery. You can't.
Now, children...
George, turn on the nursery just for a few minutes. You can't
No!
be so abrupt.
No!
You can't be so cruel.
Lydia, it's off and it stays off. And the whole damn house dies as of here and now. The more I see of the mess that we've put ourselves in, the more it sickens me.
Oh, I hate you. I wish you were dead.
We were for a long while. Now we're going to really start living.
Just one more moment of the nursery, please.
George,
It can't hurt.
All right. One more minute, mind you, and then off forever. Lord, how did we ever get into this house? What prompted us to buy this nightmare?
pride, money, foolishness.
I think we better go before the children get engrossed with those damn beasts again.
Mommy, Daddy, come quick, quick.
Wendy! Wendy! Peter! Peter! Wendy!
Open the door! Why? They've locked it from the outside. Peter, open up!
Don't let them switch off the nursery in the house.
Now, don't be ridiculous, children. It's time to go. Dr. McLean will be here any minute.
Then they heard the sounds.
The lions, on 3 sides of them, in the yellow belt grass, rumbling and roaring in their throats.
Beasts edging slowly forward, crouching, tail stiff. Mr. and Mrs. Adams screamed.
And suddenly, they realized why those other screams had sounded so familiar.
Lydia? Oh, George! Oh, hello.
The two children were seated in the open glade eating a little picnic lunch. Beyond them was the yellow beltland.
Above was the hot sun.
Where are your mother and father?
Oh, they'll be here directly.
Good, we must get going.
The lions were done feeding. A shadow flickered over Dr. McLean's hot face.
Many shadows flickered. The vultures were dropping down from the blazing sky.
Dr. McLean, you look simply parched. Care for a cup of tea?
The story was told. It was over and done. Another illustration coming to life. What tale will it tell?
An overdue night out for two friends, rarely allowed to leave the company of their wives.
Marionettes Inc.
They walked down the street at about 10 in the evening, talking calmly.
They were both about 35, both eminently sober.
Honestly, Braylon, I hate to say this, but marriage has been awful for you, hasn't it?
Oh, well, I wouldn't say that.
And how she got you to marry her back when you were going to Rio?
Ah, dear Rio, I never did make it after all my plans.
And how she threatened to hurt herself and tell the cops you did it?
Well, she was always nervous, Smith, understand?
Nervous? The wheel is turning, but the hamster died, buddy.
You did love her.
But you married her anyway.
Well, yes, but I think what I've waited for has finally come about. And look, I'm going to Rio.
Why, you deserve it, but won't she object?
Well, she won't even know I'm gone.
I wish I were going with you.
Ah, Smith, your marriage hasn't exactly been roses, has it?
Not exactly. She's just so needy, and last month she's just gotten worse.
Well, would you like to know my secret, Smith? Here, look up there.
They both stared up through the dark air. In the window above them on the second floor, a shade was raised.
A man, about 35 years old, with a touch of gray and sad eyes, looked out at them.
Why, that's you!
Shh, not so loud.
You must be insane.
The street door of the apartment opened, and a tall gentleman came out to meet them.
Hello, Brayling.
Hello, Brayling.
They were identical.
Is this your twin brother? I never...
Oh, no. Bend close. Put your ear to Brayling 2's chest.
Oh, no. It can't be.
Oh, yes, it is.
Let me listen again. Incredible. Where'd you get him?
Give the man your card, Brayling 2.
Marionettes Inc. Duplicate self or friends. New humanoid plastic models. Guaranteed against all physical wear.
From $7,000 to our $15,000 deluxe model.
No.
Oh, yes.
Naturally.
How long has this been going on?
Well, I've had it for about a month now. I came down to the cellar. My wife never goes down there. Now, I know it may be splitting hairs, but I find it highly ethical. After all, what my wife wants most of all
Is me.
And to her, I've been home the whole evening. And to her, I'll be home the entire time I'm in Rio. When I get back, Brayling 2 here will simply go back in this box. So take good care of my wife, won't you, Brayling 2?
Your wife is rather nice. I've grown rather fond of her.
Smith held the card and turned it round and round and round.
Thank you. You don't know what this means. My wife loves me so much she can't bear to have me gone an hour. And I love her, but I just want her to relax her grip a bit.
Well, you're lucky at least that your wife loves you. Hates my problem. Well, good luck to you, Smith, and do stop by while I'm in Rio. It'll seem strange to my wife if you suddenly stop coming by to see me. You're to treat Brayling 2 here just as you would me.
Right. Goodbye and thank you.
Clients must be pledged to secrecy.
While an act is pending in Congress to legalize Marionettes Inc., it is still a if cause to use one.
Well...
Clients must have a mold made of their body and a color index check of their eyes, lips, hair, skin.
And more.
Clients must expect to wait for 2 months until their model is finished.
Not too long.
Marionettes Inc. has a fine record of satisfied customers behind it.
Our motto is no strings attached.
Nanny and I have $15,000 in our joint bank account. I'll just slip $8,000 as a business venture. Nettie doesn't need to know.
Suddenly he wished to kiss her.
Confess his love,
Tear up the card.
forget the whole business. But as he moved to do this,
He remembered her stifling love.
8,000 is all. Wait a minute. 10,000 is missing.
What did she mean taking their money like this?
Nettie, wake up! What have you done with my money?
she stirred fitfully,
The light from the street flushed over her beautiful cheeks.
There was something about her.
Nettie? Nettie! And then the terror and the loneliness engulfed him, for without desiring to do so, he bent forward.
Until his ear was resting firmly and irrevocably upon her chest.
Nettie?
Well, I'm glad he'll be happy too.
Yes,
Well, it's the cellar box for you, B2.
that's what I want to talk to you about. The cellar.
I don't like it. I don't like that box.
Oh, I didn't.
Well, how would you like to lie in a box most of the time?
Well,
You wouldn't like it at all. I'm perfectly alive.
And I have feelings.
Well, it'll only be for a few days now. I'll be off to Rio and you'll be out of the box. Why, you'll be living upstairs.
When you come back from having a good time,
Back in the box I go.
They didn't tell me at the marionette shop that I get a difficult specimen.
there's a lot they don't know about us. We're pretty new, and we're sensitive. I hate the idea of you going off to Rio, laughing and lying in the sun, while we're stuck here in the cold.
But I've wanted that trip my whole life.
I'll never get to go to Rio. Have you thought of that?
No,
And another thing, your wife.
What about her?
I've grown quite fond of her.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying your employment.
I'm afraid you don't understand. I think...
I'm in love with her.
Sure, what?
And I think we could be very happy.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. Hey, you wouldn't mind waiting a second, would you, while I run to make a phone call?
To whom?
No one important.
To Marionettes Incorporated? To tell them to come get me?
Oh, no, nothing like that. No. Did my wife put you up to this? Did she guess? Did she figure out? Is that it?
You'll never know, will you?
Oh, she must have guessed. She must have affected you.
Well, Braylon, I'm going to put you in the box, lock it, and lose the key. Then I'm going to buy another Rio ticket for your wife.
Whoa. Let's not be rash here. We can talk this out.
Goodbye, Braylon.
Well, what do you mean goodbye?
When Mrs. Brandon awoke, she greeted her husband.
Oh my, what has gotten into you? You haven't kissed me like that in years.
The story was told, it was over and done. But the illustrations shifted and a new image appeared. Another story coming to life. A tale it will tell.
Children at play on a warm summer's day.
0 hour. What a game!
Such excitement they hadn't seen in years. The children catapulted this way and that, shouting at each other, holding hands,
Flying in circles,
climbing trees, laughing.
Mink ran into the house, all dirt and sweat. For her 7 years, she was loud and strong and definite.
Mrs. Morris hardly saw her.
as she yanked out drawers and rattled pots and tools into a large bag.
Heavens, Mink, what's going on?
The most exciting game ever!
Stop and catch your breath.
No, I'm all right. Okay, if I take these, Ma?
Yes, but don't dent them. Thank you. What's the name of the game?
Invasion.
Children on every yard of the street brought out knives.
And forks.
And pokers. And old stovepipes.
And can openers.
It was an interesting fact and theory that this bustle only occurred among the younger children.
Meanwhile, parents came and went.
This and do that and bring that over here. No, here, you ninny. Right now, get back, like, fix this. Like that, see?
Joey, why you playing with them babies?
Tony, we was just having fun.
Get lost or I'll kick you.
You a baby now, Joey? You want me to change your diaper?
Joe, you better get out of here. You're too old. You two will just spoil the invasion.
Come on, Tony. End of this silly games. Who needs them?
Mink was already busy again.
She created a kind of apparatus with her gathered equipment.
She had appointed another little girl to take down notes in painful, slow scribbles.
All around them, the city hummed.
There was the universal easiness of men accustomed to peace.
Quite certain there could never be trouble.
Mink's mother from her kitchen window looked down.
The children, bless their little hearts.
Mink was talking earnestly to someone near the rose bush.
Though there was no one there.
These odd children.
Mink, time for lunch. Hurry, Ma, this is a matter of life and death. Well, it's going to have to wait. Lunch will be ready soon. Can't. Drill's waiting for me. What a peculiar name. Who's Drill?
You don't know him.
Gosh, Ma, I gotta run if we want to have the invasion. Who's invading what? Martians invading Earth. Well, not exactly Martians. That, I don't know, from up. And inside. You laughing. I didn't mean to. Drill's a Martian?
Yeah. Anyway, he's had a hard time. They couldn't figure a way to attack Earth.
We're impregnable.
Until one day, they thought of the children.
kids under 9 and imagination. It's real funny to hear Drill talk.
Well, it sure does seem funny. It's getting pretty late in the day and you're keeping Drill waiting. If you want to have your invasion before you bath, you better jump.
Do I have to take a bath? Because Drill says I won't have to take any more baths.
Well, Mr. Drill better mind his P's and Q's or else I'll call up his mother and...
There's trouble with guys like Tony Palermo. They're going up and they make fun. They're worse than parents. I hate them.
We'll kill them first.
Your father and I last.
Thanks so much, Ma. I'll make sure you won't be hurt much, really.
Well, thanks. Hello, Helen.
Hello, Mary. How are things in New York?
Fine. How are things in Columbus? You look tired.
So do you, the children, underfoot.
Minding too, this super invasion.
Are your kids playing that game too?
Lord, yes. Were we this bad when we were kids?
Worse. Don't know how my parents put up with me.
Parents learn to shut their ears.
My boy Tim's got a crush on some guy named Drill, I think it was.
Drill? Helen, I'm gonna have to call you back.
Sure, I understand. I'll talk to you later.
Mink, inside now. Was that Peggy Ann crying?
Yeah. She's too old to play. We won't let her play now.
And that's why she cried? Nonsense. Give me a civil answer, young lady, or inside you stay.
I can't quit now. It's almost time.
5 o'clock is 0 hour.
I'll be good. I'm sorry.
What's wrong?
Drill stuck halfway. If we could only get him through all the way, it'd be easier. Then all the others could come through after him.
Can I help?
No thanks. I'll fix it.
Okay, I'll call you back inside in half an hour for your bath.
Children, children.
Sometimes children love you.
Hated you, all in half a second.
Strange children.
5 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Time's a wasting. 5 o'clock, 0 hour.
Honey, I'm home.
Hello, Henry.
The children were silent. Too silent.
Swell day. Makes me glad to be alive. What's that?
I don't know. The children haven't anything dangerous out there, have they?
Nothing but pipes and hammers. Why?
Nothing electrical?
Heck no, I looked.
Just the same. You better go and tell them to quit. It's after 5. Tell them to put off their invasion until tomorrow.
What are they up to? I'd better go look. They just kids. What could they possibly be?
The explosion!
The house shook with dull sound.
There were other explosions in other yards on other streets.
Up this way, in the attic.
Another explosion outside. The children screamed with delight as their fireworks display.
Not in the attic. It's outside.
All the suspicion and fear and little signs that had bothered her all day and she had rejected now exploded in her.
Okay. We're safe for tonight. Maybe we can escape. Maybe we can sneak out.
Are you crazy?
Yes, I'm crazy if that helps. Just please, stay here with me.
What the hell is the matter with you?
This way!
Hey, who's in my house? Who's downstairs? Who's there?
Mom? Dad? Where are you? Mom? Dad? Peekaboo.
The story was told. It was over and done. Another form coming to life. What tale will it tell?
A father gazing at the evening's constellations amongst the ordinary landscape of the earth.
The rocket! Many nights, Fiorella Bedoni would awaken to hear the rocket sighing in the dark sky.
He would tiptoe from bed, certain that his wife was dreaming, to let himself out into the night air.
He would let his heart soar alone into space.
Following the rockets.
Well, Bedoni.
Oh, it's you, Bramante.
Do you come out every night, Bedoni?
Only for the air.
I prefer the rockets myself. I was a boy when they first started, but I haven't been on one yet.
I will ride up in one someday. Fool, you'll never go. This is a rich man's world.
Perhaps my sons.
No, nor their sons. It's the rich who have dreams and rockets.
Well, I've saved some money for my business. But every night for the past month now, I've been awake. I hear the rockets, and tonight, I've made up my mind.
One of us will fly to Mars.
Idiot. Don't set the goal, I warn you. Turn your eyes down to your hands and to your junkyard. Not up to the stars.
But what?
No, listen to me. Get yourself a new wrecking machine, which you need, and use it to pull your dreams apart and smash them to pieces.
The night was a sleepless one. Bramante was right. Better to invest the money. But yet,
I saw the Venus rocket.
It took off! Whoosh!
Children, listen, all of you. I have enough money to take one of us on the Mars rocket.
The Mars rocket!
Do you understand? Only one of us. Who?
Me, please, yes! I really want to!
Think what you would see. The meteors, the
universe,
The moon!
Someone should go who could tell it well on returning. You have a way with words.
Nonsense. Here. The short straw wins. Choose.
2 straws remained, but Donnie felt his heart ache.
Now, Maria.
The short straw.
Ah, Mama gets to go to Mars.
She saw the sad eyes of her children upon her.
She returned the straw slowly to her husband.
I cannot go to Mars.
But why not?
There's too much for me to do here.
Draw again.
Apollo immediately drew the short straw.
Thank you, Father. I go to Mars.
Good job, Apollo. Congrats.
Fine. Well, I can go, can't I? And you'll all like me when I come back?
Yes.
I forgot. I can't go. School starts. Draw again.
But none would draw. A full sadness lay on them.
None of us will go.
That's best.
Vermonti was right.
It was a very bad morning. The Boone followed Fiorello to his birthday at the junkyard.
Hey, Bedoni, I got some metal for you.
What is it, Mr. Matthews?
A rocket ship.
It's only a mock-up, of course. You could probably make a small profit if you boil her down. I'll let you have it for $2,000.
I haven't the money.
Oh, sorry, I thought I'd help you.
If I bought your rocket, I couldn't even boil it down. My aluminum furnace broke down last week.
I understand.
I couldn't possibly use the rocket if I bought it from you.
I know.
But I'm a great fool, and
I'll buy it.
But if you can't melt her down...
deliver it.
All right, if you say so. Tonight?
Tonight will be fine. Yes.
I would like to have a rocket ship tonight.
There was a moon. The rocket held the whiteness of the moon and the blueness of the stars.
Donnie looked at it and loved it.
A rocket. Even if you never move or spit fire or just sit there and rust, I have a rocket.
The rocket smelled of time and distance. It was like walking into a clock.
I might even sleep here tonight.
A humming sound grew louder.
Higher, wilder, stranger, more exhilarating.
Trembling in him.
And leading him
And
forward,
pulling
In
him.
the ship, in a roaring
and
silence.
in a kind of metal screaming.
While his fists flew over the controls.
And the sound grew and grew until it was a fire, a strength, a lifting and a pushing of power that threatened to tear him in half.
The moon, the meteors, Mars. I can see it all.
Slowly, he opened his eyes.
The junkyard was still there.
He looked at the heaped piles of metal around him.
His eyes never leaving them.
He readied his trembling hand.
To smash.
To rip apart this false dream. But his hand stayed.
It occurred to him that if he couldn't bring his family to Mars,
Maybe he could bring Mars to them.
In the midnight hours, he worked, exhausted his bank account on supplies.
Although at times, Benoni felt discouraged and that his work would never be completed. With blowtorch and metal stripping, he assaulted the rocket.
Added, took away.
and worked fiery magics upon it.
Maria! Children, I have a surprise! We're going to Mars!
What have you done? You will be killed in that rocket. It'll blow up and you're no pilot.
Nevertheless, I can fly this ship. I have fixed it.
You have gone mad. You will kill them.
You won't come along.
I'll stay here.
You will understand. You will see then. Come, children, follow your father.
Hi, Mommy.
This rocket is very old and will fly only one more journey. It will not fly again.
This will be the one trip of your life.
Keep your eyes wide.
Okay, Papa.
Okay.
Dad.
Listen,
Feel, remember.
so that when you return, you will talk of it all the rest of your lives.
Yes, Papa.
Okay, Dad.
Okay.
Ship was
Why
quiet.
does it stop talk?
The airlock is open.
The children were all strapped in like tiny mummies.
Ready?
Ready!
Take off!
The rocket thundered and leaped.
Here comes the moon!
Meteors broke into fireworks.
Time flowed away.
There's Earth.
There's Mars!
The rocket dropped pink petals of fire while the hour dial spun. The children's eyes dropped shut.
Good. He tiptoed from the control room and stood for a long moment, fearful at the airlock door.
He pressed a button.
The door swung wide.
He stepped out.
Into space? Into inky tides of meteor and gaseous torch?
Into swift mileages and infinite dimensions?
No. All around the quivering rocket lay the junkyard, rusting and unchanged. And in the center, manufacturing a magic dream,
Lay the purring rocket.
the sun was rising. But Donnie withdrew hastily into the rocket.
Silence. All still slept. He breathed easily. To himself he prayed.
Oh, let nothing happen to the illusion. Let all of space come and go, and red Mars come up under our ship, and the moons of Mars, and let there be no flaws in the color film which mold the fine illusion. Let time pass without crisis.
He awoke the children as red Mars floated near the rocket. Papa! But Tony looked and saw no flaw in the illusion. He was very happy.
At sunset, the rocket stopped shuddering.
We are home. What's this?
You are the best father in the world.
Why?
Now I see. I understand. Is it a very lovely journey?
Yes.
Perhaps some night you might take me on just a little trip, do you think?
Just a little one, perhaps.
It was almost midnight. The moon was high in the sky now, and the illustrated man lay motionless. I had seen what there was to see. The stories were told, they were over and done. There remained only that empty space upon the illustrated man's back. Now, as I watched, the vague patch began to assemble itself, in slow dissolvings from one shape to the next. A face formed itself there. A face with a familiar nose and mouth, familiar eyes. It was very hazy. I saw only enough of the illustration to make me leap up. I stood there afraid that the wind or the stars might wake that monstrous gallery at my feet. He slept on, quietly.
The picture on his back showed the illustrated man himself, with his fingers about my neck, choking me to death.
I didn't wait for it to become clear. I ran down the road in the moonlight.
I didn't look back.
Alexis Roberts.
Nicholas Pappas.
Lindsay Uline.
Kellen Gallagher.
Anna Petro.
Andrew Pappas. Matt Cunningham.
Keelan Sharkey.
Michael Stepaniak.
Jennifer Zufan.
Anthony Shoemaker.
Taylor Mondragon.
Anthony Cosenza.
Mai Suthagosia.
Ryan Wendell.